Hello and welcome to day 3 of your 5-day Unleash Your Inner Psychic Challenge. I'm Carrie Donchos, and today we're going to talk about trusting your inner psychic. But I want to mention that your inner psychic or your psychic muscle is just like any other muscle in your body, just like a physical muscle. These energetic or spiritual tools and muscles, they get stronger the more that you work them. So we can all relate to this with our abdominals, right? We all have abdominals. Now, how our abdominals look or the actual strength of the abdominals or how they feel, that depends, right, on how much we work them. So if you think about working your psychic muscles in that way, it makes it seem really doable to start to get in touch and strengthen these abilities so that you can use them to guide you throughout your life. When you listen to your own energy, it is always going to feel good. When you're vibrating at your essence, things are going to flow to you easily. Your life is going to hit much less struggles, and when you do hit a struggle, you're going to be able to get over the road bump much easier. Even when you find yourself in challenging situations, when you're in tune with your psychic abilities, you're able to use them throughout the situation and even see them as a blessing. I can't tell you how many times I've hit really rough times in my life, and yet I see them as a blessing. For example, just in recording these videos, I was so excited. I wanted to get the information to as many people as possible, and I wanted them to just be perfect. And so every time I sat down to record the videos, something went wrong. There wasn't enough storage on my phone, or the quality wasn't good, or my computer would die down, or I needed to unload a bunch of data. And then I did all of that, and then it still wasn't working. But I could really see that I wasn't in a great place. Like, it wasn't just happening effortlessly. It wasn't happening naturally. I had all these pictures and ideas of how it had to go and what I needed to say. And so I just kind of laughed along with it. And then when it came to actually doing it, it became really easy and it became really fun, and now I'm just really enjoying myself. And so as we start to navigate through life and we're using these abilities and we can see clearly what's happening, this is getting in my way because, quite frankly, I'm just not ready, or I just don't want to do it yet. Then it makes it really smooth to move through it rather than really big problems showing up for us. So let's talk about, when we talk about really trusting our inner psychic, let's talk about what I'm defining as your inner psychic. And so you can look at this a number of different ways, and I'm actually using it in a number of different ways. The first is very general. So the abilities that I talked about, feeling energy, seeing energy, hearing energy, intuiting energy, or just knowing. Those are a few natural abilities. And that is just the general sense of your inner psychic and kind of getting to know that internal roadmap for yourself that you can use as guidance. And then there's also a really specific definition that I use for inner psychic, and that's that part of you that is pure energy, that is connected intimately with divine, with the whole, with source. Some people call it God. Whatever resonates for you, the energy that exists in the universe, that universal presence, all that is, there is an aspect of that energy that resides in you. And we're going to get really connected and learn just how to communicate really clearly with that aspect of you. And we're going to do that tomorrow. But today, I just want you to start to really get a deeper sense of these natural abilities and how you start to use them in your life. So when you start to get information from these 6 sensory abilities, you might be surprised at what you get. And that is a great sign, because that's how you start to know, like, is this something that I can trust? For me, that's how I know that it's real. I might look and say, okay, Do I want to go out and have drinks with my girlfriends tonight? And I think, yeah, like, of course I do. And so I'm expecting the answer to be yes. But sometimes I get a no, and I'm surprised by that. Or sometimes clairvoyantly, when I'm doing a reading for someone and they say something to me, and maybe I know them or maybe I don't know them, and I just might assume I know the answer. But luckily, with my training, I know how to get neutral and just simply look at the energy. And then I look at the energy and I'm surprised by what we find. Same thing, I use this really for myself, like my own internal meditation and what's going on in my life and what I'm creating in my life. And I'm always surprised and amazed, and it's really fun to kind of see what comes up for me or to feel what's happening just when I go to do something, like, okay, this is going to be so fun. I'm going to record these videos. And then as soon as I go to do it, it's like, absolute terror, absolute fear. It's like, whoa, okay, good information. I wasn't expecting that. I just thought this was going to be really fun and really easy. There's some stuff that I have to clear through. So when you're surprised, that's a really good indication that you're on the right track. And then just start to notice, how does it feel when I do follow my gut? How does it feel when I get a no and I say no? How does it feel when I follow my heart and I say, yes, I absolutely want to do this, even though maybe no one in your family agrees with you? How does that feel to just trust that and to follow through? And then on the flip side, notice, how does it feel when you don't follow through, when you don't listen to your gut, or when you don't take a break when your body's telling you that you need a break? That's how injuries happen. Sometimes when we try to plow through something and we think, I don't feel like it today, but I'm going to go anyway, and I'm going to plow through it. Sometimes that's your answer, and that's appropriate. But you need to check in and know for sure. Maybe you don't feel like it, but your body's telling you yes. And so you go. But if you don't feel like it and you're getting a no and you go anyway because you should, or you have to lose this weight, or you promised that you were going to get in shape, that's when injuries happen. And that can all be prevented by listening to yourself, resting up, and then having a great workout the next day. One of the things I like to use in that specific situation is just, I want to work out, or I want to create these videos or do this work project. And then after a couple days, sometimes a couple minutes, a couple hours, maybe it'll be a couple of years, that's fine. You can trust yourself to do it when you're feeling good about it. Okay, so also notice, maybe you trust yourself and you're following through with it, and then all of a sudden somebody walks in the room and you think, okay, all of a sudden I'm not sure of myself. I could be having a great day, fun time with the kids, and I'm making dinner and everything's flowing nicely, and I'm in my energy and I'm in my essence and I'm in my creative expression. And then my husband comes home and the dynamics change. I'm like, and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't really know how to do this. Can you go turn the grill on? And all of a sudden, all of this unconscious programming comes in. So it's good to recognize when that happens and when you just lose it. And then you can practice, okay, how do I have my energy? How do I have my light and this easy flow when my husband walks into the room? Maybe you made a decision, you're really excited about it, and you go and you share it with your mom. Has that ever happened? And maybe she doesn't think it's the best decision. So you can take that and listen and not go into total resistance to it and take what resonates with you and what doesn't. But often what happens is you just all of a sudden dumb down to what you know is true for you, or you don't feel good about it just because somebody external to you doesn't validate it. And so what we're working on is getting that internal validation. And the best way I know to start getting that internal validation and trusting it is by meditation. So we're going to do a short little meditation right now. Go ahead and close your eyes. Again, assume the position. Arms and legs uncrossed, feet flat on the ground. That helps you be very receptive and open to your own information, energy, and abilities. We talked yesterday about the center of your head, so I want you to just call your energy back to you and bring your focus and your attention into the center of your head. And just play and pretend that you've got a gold ball there in the center of your head and you're resting gently there and you're in stillness and neutrality. Good. And then from the center of your head, I want you to say hello to an energy center at the base of your spine. It's your first chakra. And whether you know about chakras or not, it doesn't matter. Just say hello to this aspect of you and notice if you get a hello back. Notice what you see. Notice what you feel. Notice what you hear. Notice what you know. And then I want you to, again, from the center of your head, say hello to that first chakra, and I want you to create a grounding cord. So you're going to envision something that is connecting your first chakra all the way down to the center of the earth. So a tree trunk works really well, a waterfall works nicely, or a ray of light, a beam of light. So just envision a cord, a line of energy connecting you to the center of the earth. That keeps you grounded, it keeps you stable, and it keeps you nurtured so that you can create more and manifest in the physical body. Now, is that easy for you? Is that hard? When you created the grounding cord, did you just feel it? Did you see it? Were there certain colors, or did you get an image, like I mentioned, a tree or a waterfall? Is there anything that you hear with that? Or is there a lack of sound? Maybe it gets quieter. And as I ran through those abilities, was there anything that you kind of stayed away from or that you couldn't really identify with of those abilities? Maybe you just knew it was there, or you just trusted and intended, I'm going to put it there. And it's going to be there stable for me. So what was easy for you? Which abilities, seeing, feeling, hearing, knowing, were easy? And which of them were more challenging? Good. Just notice that. And just as a side note, when you give this grounding cord a downward flow, you can release energy that's not you. So go ahead and just release your day. I mentioned your mom, so let's just allow your mom's energy to go down your grounding cord. And what the heck, let's do your dad too. This doesn't mean that you're getting rid of them. It just means that your energy is always going to feel good and be healing in your space. And so you want to get a sense of what it's like to be in your energy versus having other people in there with you. And then go ahead and just imagine flowing down that grounding cord, a downward flow, any colleagues, your significant other, and any problems, concerns, and worries. Good. Rest gently behind the center of your head and notice what was easy for you with playing with these abilities. What was hard? What do you trust in yourself with these abilities? And what do you not trust? And then just ask yourself real quick here, with your eyes closed, what ability do you want to strengthen? What do you want to trust more in yourself? And that's your homework, is just to get the answer to that question. What ability do you want to strengthen for yourself? Can't wait to see you tomorrow, where we go through a really cool guided meditation and get to know your inner psychic intimately. And until then, be well and have fun.